Hey, my beauties. Hey, my chicas. Hey, my glow queens. And hello, my Glamm-Mahs. It's me. It's Angela. So I'm just going to jump right in because hubby and I are just coming in for a minute. I did a post earlier this morning that, we were just going to hang out today while the kiddos are in school because, honey, it look like when they get on the bus, they are off the bus. Because we have 3 of them that are at 3 different schools that, of course, catch the bus at 3 different times, okay? So we have to make good of our day and use our time like very, very wisely. Like the day has to be planned out from the time the last one get on the bus until we know it's time for the first one to get off the bus. Really? Yes, that's my life. Which is a segue into what I'm going to talk about. And it's about booked and busy, but monetized in a different way. Okay, let's get into it. So I was doing baby girl's hair, Latoya. I think it was Sunday. I was doing her hair, and I was telling her about some of my friends, my girlfriends, what they're doing here and there and everywhere, and she was like, "Wow, they're booked and busy." And then we would talk about some celebrities that we were like, "Oh, they're in that movie, or they doing that movie, or they sing that song, and they're doing this concert, this tour, booked and busy," right? So I thought about it like later on, and it enters my mind every so often anyway, because we are most of the time, if a person asks, "What is our purpose?" or "Do we know our purpose? Have we found our purpose? Have we found that niche? Have we found, that thing that we're talented and gifted at?" And I was thinking, and I'd be praying to God, and I was like, first of all, I'm saying, or you hear me say a lot, that this is my new normal, our new normal. If I say our, I'm talking about hubby and I. And so I was like, okay, I'm booked and busy. And I'm being monetized. Like, okay, I'm booked and busy because, honey, I am booked with parent-teacher conferences, football practices, football games, band practices, band events. Jaden is in middle school, so he's in the band. He played, he did a band at his elementary school, so the middle school feeds into the high school. So they've done an event with the high school. I think it was their homecoming. They performed out on the field with them. And then Jameer, he's a 5th grader. So he is, like I said, he's doing football. So they had like their homecoming and breast cancer month and football. It's like, okay, this week we're wearing these TARS, the football pants called TARS, for those that don't know. And then for breast cancer, they wore the long pink socks. So then after that, it was like, no, not the pink socks today, or wear this jersey, and don't forget their bags. And it is your week to do the snacks. And so it's a lot, y'all. So yes, I am booked and busy. And Javon, our 16-year-old, he's in high school. He's not in any extracurriculars right now, but I think he said he may want to run track. And then there are doctor's appointments, honey, for the 3 of them at my doctor's office or their doctor's office. Well, we all go to the same doctor's office. I can only take 2 of them at one time. So when they just had their well check, I think like 2-3 weeks ago, I can only take 2 of them, Jaden and Jameer, and then I have to turn around and go like that next day or that next week and take Javon for his wellness check. When they get there, I wear. Jaden and Jameer, well, Jameer was wearing eyewear anyway. Now Jaden has to wear eyewear, but they said it's a small prescription. But neither here nor there. All 3 of them had to go for their eye exams. Javon, honey, is 20/20. I said, okay, young eyes. So it's just all of that. And then Javon, he goes for his well check. The doctor wanted to make sure there was no scoliosis. She said, because she saw like this curve in his back. And she said, I want to make sure it's not scoliosis, that maybe it's just, his bad posture for right now. So I had to take him to Eggleston, get x-rays on that. Jaden, type 1 diabetic. So, being an 11-year-old, of course he's a child. So he still wants what he wants. But He's doing really well, you know, in maintaining it for himself. He had, poor baby, he has to carry 2 phones. One's for the Dexcom so that we can all see his glucose numbers, as well as the nurse at his school. And now he has the insulin pump, if you guys are familiar with that, any diabetics out there, or if you're just educated on diabetes. He has the insulin pump where he don't have to get the needles anymore. The pump just throughout the day, intermittently, depends on what he eats or how many carbs he eats, it shoots the insulin into his system. So it's just all of that, keeping up with that. I am like always at the pharmacy. It's cold season coming along. I've already scheduled their appointments to get their flu shots, all 3 of them. And again, I have to take them 2 days back to back. And other immunizations, if they need those. Field trips. Jaden has a field trip coming up tomorrow. I think Jameer has one, maybe, I think next week. So it's like, it's field trips. It's, you know, what they need at school. It is carnivals they have at schools, keeping the supplies. Like, yes, this is booked and busy. Now, the monetization of it all, hey, I get paid. We get paid, but we got a different boss, okay? Like, we are the boss of ourselves, but when it comes to getting monetized for doing all that we are doing, God is in control. God pays us, honey. He has given us beauty for our ashes. Do you hear me? When God gave us this role to take on these kids, he knew exactly what he was doing. That's why I say that we were the chosen ones. Hubby and I, God knew what he was doing. There is, you know, can't put a price tag on what we're doing. So he gives us what we need when we need it, okay? Like, he is the provider. You know, he does it all. He is the one that we lean on, honey, because I tell you, without him, half of this would not get done. And I say that because, like, well, we are in that particular age group, right? I can't even get it out. We are in that particular age group, like hubby and I, like these are our golden years, and here we are basically starting all over, you know, with younger kids. And it's like we're always somewhere. We're always doing something. If they're not going to Case Club, which is an organization that helps kids navigate through life when they've lost a parent or a loved one or their caregiver. So they have gone camping with them this summer. They were gone for a weekend. So it's always something. Y'all know you got kids or your grandkids, if you don't have them permanently, you know, if they come to visit you for the weekend, you know, they always want to do something. And they're always wanting, they're always needing. Hubby and I just coming from Walmart, getting them ready for the cooler months. So we got them thermal wear and more hoodies, and we got the kind with the fleece inside, because, you know, these kids, for some reason, they don't want to wear big coats, okay? And I'm kind of glad, but if they need them, they just gonna need them, because you never know how this Atlanta weather is going to be. So we got them the fleece, the jacket, the zip-up jackets with the hoodies. That's what they call them. And they got the fleece in them, and they have like their scarves. And plus, they're not at the bus stop that long, because we got it time to. Whereas by the time they get out there, stand maybe 3-4 minutes, then the bus is coming. So, you know, that's a blessing. It's not far from our house. So, you know, we feel secured. Hubby stands out there with Jameer. I'm watching out the window, all that good stuff. So, yes. So, yeah, I'm booked and busy, y'all. It's just a different kind of booked and busy. And it's a different kind of look at me, can't get it out. Monetization, okay? You know, how we get paid, how we get that that money, the greenbacks, whatever you want to call it. So I am settling into this role, and I can say that because it was not easy, y'all. Like, what? I don't want to do that. No, I don't want to do nothing for no kids, with no kids. I don't want no teacher calling. I don't want no conferences. I don't want to be involved in anything. But let me tell y'all, sis is involved, okay? Sis is doing the parent-teacher conferences. Sis is up there at the high school football games watching her 11-year-old out there in the band with the high school band doing things, just watching little Jameer out there playing football, watching him do what he do. And this is his second year. And he said he may leave the park and go play for his middle school. So we're going to let that be his decision. But I am just so involved, y'all. Like hubby and I, we are really moving and shaking some things around here. Not always easy, but we always look at each other and like, we are actually doing this, right? Like it's almost 5 years. December 24th, 5 years, baby girl left us. God needed her. But we are really, like, really settling in. Like, I sometimes forget, like, I'm the grandmother. No, I'm mother. I'm mom. And of course, wherever I go, you know, people just assume I am mom. So sometimes I, you know, will correct them. Sometimes I don't. And sometimes when I do say, oh, I'm the grandmother, and they say, honey, if you can take care of them, you the mother. So with that being said, honey, I own it. I own it. I appreciate God keeping us booked and busy, because that means he see another purpose for us to be on this earth alive and well and healthy and thriving one more day. So I'm appreciating it. You know, like I said, I used to get down, you know, used to feel some kind of way like, man, I used to do this, or I would be doing this, because I did, you know, had to stop working when baby girl passed away, you know, to take on that role, to fulfill that role, because there's no way I could have, you know, been working and doing all that I do now. And then, you know, I have Love Joy Naturals business that I'm running. So it is all kind of falling into place. You know, sometimes you feel like, you know, there's just not enough money, but God provides. He provides everything we need. We want for absolutely nothing. I was just telling baby girl, and I was telling hubby, or I was asking him, I said, so you're not going to get me anything for Christmas, right? And he was like, what you want? And I was like, no, I'm just reassuring you to not get me anything for Christmas, because our anniversary is December 5th. And if you can see, I got my new ring. I want to just put it all in the camera. First, I got the ring last year for our anniversary. And then this year for our anniversary. And I always get my gifts early, because, honey, just go and give me my stuff, okay? I got the bands to go with said ring, okay? So, yeah, so it was just on my spirit. You know, we was out here running errands and stuff, and just having that conversation this weekend about, you know, those different people being booked and busy. And you know, I'm like, I'm booked and I'm busy, right? I'm doing stuff. Like, there's not a dull moment in the day. And after the weekend, we've done football and ran them around and did this and try to do fun stuff or what have you. Honey, I be needing that Monday, honey, to decompress. Like, everybody's out of the house. And I'm like, whew, I can do for moi, okay? So I'm going to leave on that note. I just want to let you guys know that, you know, God's plan for us is just that. It's his plan for us and us only. He knows the direction that he wants us to go in. And hubby and I were saying this morning that very thing that we fight against, God keeps throwing it right back in our face. Because I said in another video, fun fact, some of you may not know that hubby and I owned an in-home daycare for 24 years, okay? It was called Love and Joy Daycare. And it was an experience. Like, I love kids. And I thought, like, okay, once I retired the daycare, and then I went and worked in a daycare facility for like 6 months, just to, you know, have that under my belt to see what that was like. Because I'm such an entrepreneur. You know, even though I was head teacher in the infant room, honey, lead teacher is what they call it. Honey, it's still nothing like running your own. So I said, okay, did them 6 months, I'm out of here. And plus I was starting Love Joy Naturals at that time too. So it kind of worked out. And then, you know, a few years went by, and that's when I was like, I could be a nanny. And I just went on this site, and like I said, I ended up working for two separate families for 2 years each. Beautiful families. God sent me to like the best families, I'm sure, that I could ever work for. Like, we still are in contact to this day. And it was just awesome. And that's why I said the second family I was with was when baby girl passed away. So, you know, she worked with me, and, you know, she was there for me and everything. And I went back for as long as I could. And then, you know, besides me having to go to the emergency room, you know, just having that broken heart syndrome, and just with the anxiety and maybe a little bit of depression. And I was like, no, I just don't want to add too much on my plate. And then I knew they were going to be getting older. So I was like, okay, let me just bow out gracefully. And that's what I did. And here is where I am. And I'm just so grateful, so blessed, so thankful that, you know, I'm able to, you know, have their breakfast in the morning. You know, like I said, watch them get on the bus. I'm here in the driveway when Jameer gets off the bus, I'm standing in the driveway, either myself or hubby. And, you know, just those little faces light up when they just know someone is home. Sometimes when they get a little older and I forget, I have their snacks on the table. You know, just doing what God has me here to do. And I'm just kind of realizing it day by day that, you know, this is my sole purpose, is to serve. And it is to serve these kids that, you know, would otherwise have nowhere or no one else. So I'm just so glad to fill the shoes that God is allowing me to fill. And just to let you guys know that, you know, we can't keep fighting against that thing that God has for us. You know, we may not want to do it. You're like, I thought I was done with that. I'm trying to pivot somewhere else. You know, we making pivot, but it's not going to be the same. So y'all be ready. I'm just telling you, it will be the ride of your life. Oh my God, I'm going to have to write a book. And a couple of people have told me that. And hubby and I just joke around about how we're just doing the darn thing, and just sometimes how we would just kind of look at each other like, now what? You know, like, what do we do now? What do we do in this situation? Or, you know, that situation. But it always comes full circle, and it always works itself out. And I'm just, like I said, I can't say it enough how grateful, how thankful, how proud I am of us as a couple, hubby and I. It would be, I want to say 35 years, December 5th, something like that. And just, you know, how we have conquered and overcame and, you know, just gotten so much closer that we know we have to work together to make this thing work, y'all. And just so you know, it can work and it will work. You just got to keep God in the forefront. You know, you can't let some things fall by the wayside. You got to tackle that thing head on. Knowing that's not what you want to do, I'm just not ready to do it yet. But sometimes God will say, honey, step on out there, be bold, do it afraid. And Lord knows I'm a scaredy cat with some things. But I have learned that he has developed me, and God has given me just a little bit more tenacity when there's some things I need to take care of, especially for the kids. Because, you know, for us, it's like, I can do it later. I'll just worry about it later. But when it comes to these kids, honey, you got to jump start and you got to jump smart. So I am proud of me for that. You know, I'm just, you know, moving and shaking them things. And like I said, you know, I am booked and busy. Thank God, thank God, thank God. So, and the payment that I get is, you know, it's insurmountable. Like, I can't even add it up. I can't even count it up. You know, how God is repaying us, hubby and I, like the blessings just keep coming in, coming in, coming in. So, you know, I can't complain. I can, but I won't, because God is being too good. He shows up, he shows out. And that's just the God that I serve. And I'm going to be out of here. And I love you guys. I'm going to go do me some lunch so hubby and I can finish out this day before the kiddies start coming in from school. And y'all have a good Wednesday. Have a great hump day, okay? Just let the day flow and you flow with it, and have the right mindset, and just, you know who is number one and who we should put first. And I love you guys. Bye.